So it's funny because before I clicked on live, I heard from Sister Act. If you guys know what that movie is, okay, I'm from the '90s. All right, I'm a '90s baby, so Sister Act was a big thing for us. Um, but there's a song, and I think the song is older than that. But I heard "Get up off of your feet and dance till you feel better." So that is a big statement for you guys that this is a great time for Taurus to be active. Take a Zumba class, Pilates. Even if that's not what you can afford at this time, it takes nothing to cut music on. You all have a phone, because if not, you wouldn't be watching me right now. It's a great time to cut on some music and dance. Okay, I know for me that's a self-love act. I throw that ass in a circle in the mirror almost every day, even if it's like 5 seconds. It's a confidence thing, okay? It helps me to love my body. It helps me to remind myself of the power and the jiggle of my body, okay? So there's something about throwing your weight around, okay? That's a thing that we talk about on Patreon as well with my erotic readings. So if you want to participate in the sexual energy that I pull, we get on a whole different level of juicy, because that's my overall like favorite signature. That's like my energy signature is sexual energy, okay? But anyway, you can subscribe to that. It is a subscription, so I am working on getting everything together. Patreon has changed a lot of things, but nonetheless, you guys, it's time for you guys to get your asses up and get active, okay? Get active. Whew. I ate before I came on live, and I don't know why I did that. But yeah, that's what I heard. Get up off your feet and dance until you feel better. Okay? So even if you're not in the best mood at this time, Taurus, it is a really great time for you to be physically active. Go outside, kick a ball. You just need to physically keep your body moving at this time. All right, what do we have for I might get on here and freestyle for y'all. I might just do that. All right, what do we have for Taurus? I'm hearing reaching higher heights as well. So maybe you guys are graduating on a spiritual level. And to me, that just means being able to handle more, see more, experience more. We have temptation and destiny. Okay, so, and there's patience at the top. I see you guys trying to run away from things that you know are bad for you. Okay, now let me say this. Turning away from temptation is always a positive thing. But one thing you have to realize about these temptations out here is that these are tests, okay? I feel the need to say that allow yourself to indulge, but not to just do it in moderation. We do all things in moderation, right? But this destiny beside temptation, I feel like it's something that's supposed to happen. I feel like you guys are trying to like maybe hide yourself from all the bad things, but you can't run from the world. There's an energy of running away from things instead of facing something. Let's see what else this is. This destiny and temptation. What is this? Love begins, obstacles and challenges. So this is relationships. Maybe you guys are running away from relationships. This is so funny because I've done this. And I talked about this quite a few times on my Instagram. When I was in like middle school, going to high school, I used to see girls get their heart broken. Like I used to see girls crying, and I just used to see women just be so distraught. And I used to be like, I'm not dating guys. I don't have time to be like that. So I, for a really long time, didn't take anybody serious. It just wasn't a thing for me. I didn't really have boyfriends. I can count on one hand how many boyfriends I've had. And not to say that's a negative thing, because I look at dating different. Talking is not dating. dating is a commitment. We verbalize, we were committed to each other, we're building, we're doing something. Woo, 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 right? But I just kind of feel like this is kind of this energy of like running away. Like, look, I don't have time to be hurt. But I feel like that's that's a setup, because eventually, what I went through, I ran from the experience of learning through another person, and it kind of hit hard when I finally did, and I allowed myself to be too vulnerable. It kind of hit hard. So it's kind of like running away from an experience only builds up the anticipation. It only intensifies whatever lesson it is that you learn from this person. And I think that's what it is. You guys don't want to have to go through. And listen, I am an advocate for, you don't have to learn the hard way. You don't. But a lot of times in life, how we accumulate spiritual authority, right? And how we clear karmic debt, right? I mean, what else reason are we here for if we're not making an impact on people's lives and doing something different than we've not done before? I just feel like you guys are scared. That's it. I just feel like you guys are avoiding relationships, and it's just intensifying, okay? All right? You just can't run from relationships. They're all around us. Work ships, family ships, boyfriends, girlfriends. It doesn't matter. It's relations. You can't run from that. All right? That's where you receive the truth came out. And solitude. All right? With transformation here. Yeah, partnerships and alliances. All right? You guys are going through a transformation. It's time to stop being alone. You've done enough of work on yourself, and it's time to now put what you've learned to the test. You may be even a test to someone else. I just see you guys being scared to allow yourself to be open with someone. And this is the truth. You guys are looking at relationships like it is a burden. A lot of people seem to, due to propaganda. And I think a lot of you guys are asking yourself, like, is a relationship even something I want? My Cash App is Goddess Oasis with the number 7. I think a lot of you guys are asking yourself, are relationships even worth the investment? Because a lot of people are not true to themselves, therefore causing so many issues between another person. Like, it's a dynamic, it's a bubble. When you join a union with someone, even if it's not a committed relationship, you still take on the energy of that other person, and unless you know how to not to. Thank you. But yeah, my Cash App is Oasis, Goddess Oasis with the number 7. It's my path number. Yeah, but I feel like it's time for you guys to get out. A lot of you guys have been single too long, and there's somebody out here that needs you. Taurus, there's somebody out here that needs all that good love and can give it to you. Listen, no matter what I've been through as far as relationships, nothing will ever make me feel like there's not somebody out here I'm meant to be with. Timing, that's different. I don't mind waiting patiently for what I've manifested in a person to come to me. Okay? I'm fine with being alone. Right? I'm not going to run away from it. But I'm telling y'all, I've done that. I've been there and I've done that. I ran from relationships, and from middle school to high school, even out of high school. I just wasn't a relationship type of person. I was like, I ain't got time to get so attached to you, and it's just a whole bunch of this and that. I just like to be one accord with the people that's in my circle, and if not, I keep them to a certain distance because I have to know how to maneuver, right? But these relationships, I'm not gonna lie, it helped me to become a better person because I lacked that experience from my parents. And a lot of people who didn't have their parents, their mother or their father, in whatever way, your parents could have been great parents, but they worked so much they wasn't there for you, right? Mentally and emotionally. It just really depends. A lot of us grew up with parents who were so focused on providing that they weren't able to be the parents that they really needed to be or could be for us, right? And a lot of times we miss the psychology, the psychological impact that plays in our lives when we get into relationships. And that's what I'm feeling here, is that someone grew up maybe without a mother, without a father, whatever, both, one or the other, And your relationships, you just looked at relationships completely different based off of your parents. But you're here to set a new stone. Okay, this is like, I just feel like somebody needs to open up. I see someone with their arms open up wide, and being excited. But this is what I will say:
I am going to need a volunteer.
when you trust yourself,
Why don't you come up here and give us a try?
when you trust yourself, people who don't allow themselves to open up and be in relationships, you don't trust yourself. That's what I will say. Thank you, girl or guy, whoever you are. This needs to come down. I'm actually about to get ready to do my hair. I like the messy look, but I just need to redo some of these. I like when they get a little rough looking. Start looking like I got locks. But I just see someone who feels like they don't want to open up because they don't want to get hurt. But if that is how you think and you're listening to this, I'm letting you know you don't trust yourself, because I can tell you from experience that was me. And I'm telling you now, I've allowed myself to open and be open with dating. But I know and have the discipline, like when something is not healthy and I start seeing certain repetitive behavior, I know that it's time for me to leave, and I have to release myself, and I have to tell something no and push it to the side. That's not what it is that I'm attracting or I'm manifesting. That is it. And if you feel like you can't do that, deep down you're not allowing yourself to experience relationships because you don't trust yourself. That's what that is. Okay, I'm letting you know based off experience. I'm not judging you. No. All right, we have rest and rejuvenation on top of solitude. What is this rest and rejuvenation? Positive movement forward and crown chakra. Right, so this is just confirmation saying you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You know you need to allow yourself to open up. Let's get some more cards. What is this energy here for Taurus? We have mystery, the boss, Capricorn energy, Saturn, and Mercury. Saturn talks about wisdom, the things that discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty, restraint, self-control, tradition, container bones, maturity. And we talked about the first thing we got on here when I said is get up off your feet and dance till you feel better. Right? Hey y'all. Thank you. Thank y'all. So yeah, this energy here is saying like you need to kind of push through this, because this Saturn energy is saying you're going to gain a lot more out of this. You will be missing an opportunity to have more, to experience more, and that's really connected to your heart's deepest desires anyway. We have Mercury out here, communication, words, thoughts. So this may be a great time to express how you feel, to connect with the right people. Don't allow past relationships that failed make you feel like you need to change who you are. I feel the need to say that to someone. I see someone trying to change up how they talk. I mean, if this is for the better and it resonate with who you are, you can always reinvent yourself, okay? I feel the need to tell you guys that you can wake up and start fresh and be I ain't gonna say be somebody completely different. You don't want to just change everything about you. But if there's something you want to walk different, you want to talk different, there's something here that is going to allow you guys to embrace a new shape and size of yourself, a different color of yourself. Maybe you guys are wanting something different. I mean, it sounds like a Taurus. What is this energy here? What is this? What's this Mercury energy here with this Capricorn and mystery? We have the Sun card. This is a child card, childlike energy. This has something to do with children possibly, because the Four of Wands is here as well. And the Two of Wands, maybe you guys need to work with children is also what I'm seeing with this. Maybe you guys, oh, well, that makes sense. If relationships are not working right, go around some children and spread some love there. But I really see like this energy is just saying there's a lot of you that may be even called to work with children at this time, and maybe relationships isn't a factor for you at this time, and if that's fine, but there's something here with your relationship with children. This can be even your relationship with yourself or family members or siblings as well. Yeah, I'm kind of picking up on the energy of someone butting heads with a sibling. Yeah. Let's get a little bit more into this. What's this Four of Wands besides the Two of Wands in the Sun card? What's the Sun card? Justice, Libra energy. Yeah, with the Devil on the top. With Capricorn again. Um, and the Fool card and the Knight of Swords. The Fool card and the Knight of Swords is someone who's very impulsive. Very. The Knight of the this Fool is already someone who takes a risk, right? They have um this I'm gonna pack everything and just go, all right? But the Knight of Swords is someone who can be confrontational, or it can be a lawyer, or just someone who knows how to verbally fight. This is giving me some type of energy that may try to approach you guys in the next couple of days, and this has something to do with relationships. That's what this is. Okay, so there's a lot going on possibly in your family at this time. There's something going on with siblings. I do feel like there's maybe even a sibling rivalry or something like that. You may have a brother or sister who's not biologically your brother or your sister. Maybe they're adopted. I'm picking up on that. But there's something here with someone feeling like it's not fair. Someone doesn't know what you're going through. It's something about how you guys carry yourself. I see someone coming to you reckless verbally, and the impact of what this person may say to you may ultimately put you in a state of mind of where you don't want to deal with anyone or something like that. It feels almost as if you're a ray of sunshine or something, even with like childhood energy coming up. What is this? Yeah, Six of Cups wanted to come out. That talks about nostalgic feelings. So I kind of feel like there's a memory that's going to be restored. Some of you guys are going to be just doing something, and something of your past is going to come up. You either have a family member that's trying to come back into your life. It can be a sibling or just someone in your family, and that they want to bring a balance to you. Maybe you've had some issues with them. I see a family situation impacting your views on relationships. And they're completely separate because, of course, your companion is completely different than a family member, right? But somehow you've taken that perception and placed it in a category of your relationships. I see someone's relationship with their father was very detrimental. Like, this is a man who was like very hard on you, like extreme. Like, it almost felt like this person just did not love you, but he showed up for you. Like, I see a father who like put his son through basketball. You like had the best clothes. You know what I'm saying. But this man was just mentally and emotionally not there. He was cold hearted. And I see, like, now that you're trying to have a better relationship with your mother or father, and this can be boy or guy. You can be. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You could have been a female who your parents put you in everything. You always had the nicest things material wise. You went to a really great school, but this is someone who dealt with a parent who was mentally and emotionally clocked out, was not there. So I just feel like you guys were a little emotionally detached in a very unhealthy way. And I see you guys going through an awakening where you're wanting to allow yourself, but you just don't trust it because it's connected to some deeper things from your childhood. You say you feel like I'm talking to you. I could possibly be talking to you. If you're in my live, I'm most certainly gonna pick up on the energy in my live. And with this Empress energy here, you maybe felt like your mother, someone in your family didn't stick up for you. Okay, but all I'm seeing at this time is you make decisions now based off of something that happened in the past, and maybe you left it alone for a while, and it is coming back up. It keeps coming back up, and I was talking to someone at my job the other day, and I could tell, speaking to him, I knew he had some type of trauma, but I was waiting for him to open up. I wasn't going to say anything to him, but and I could feel it. It was like, I could feel the inside of him being like, he wanted to scream. You could see it in how he interacts with people. He's very fidgety. You could just tell that he's getting to a point where he just needed to set himself free. And he opened up to me. He told me what was going on, and it all made sense. It all made sense. Everything was connected from his childhood. But what I'm bringing him up for is because he kept saying, like, I just keep seeing this in this place, and I go on TikTok and I'm seeing this, and he keeps seeing these synchronicities. And I told him, listen, synchronicities only mean that you are manifesting something rapidly, or you need to pay attention to something because something is speeding up. I feel like this is going to be confirmation for you guys. Some of you guys, there's something with water here. There's something here with acid reflux. If you're having a lot of acid reflux out of nowhere, this is a sign for you. Also with blinking lights, if you like are sitting somewhere and a light just blinks randomly and that keeps happening, this is also a sign for you. I'm also seeing someone who's finding a lot of like pocket change everywhere. That's kind of funny. Someone is going to randomly give you flowers. I know that sounds so weird, but one of you guys, maybe some of you guys, are going to have someone who's randomly going to give you flowers. They may be delivered to the wrong door, or someone just may come up to you and give you flowers, is what I'm seeing. But there's something here. There's an energy here of allowing yourself to experience relationships so that you can get what you need from them. It may not, and maybe you guys are a little bit older and you're like, look, I don't have time to be dating a whole bunch of people. Well, if you ran from relationships your whole life, what do you expect? You're not going to be good at being a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to be a partner. So you may need 2 or 3 relationships. You may need a good 4, but again, this is going back to the energy of someone digressing, and that love department, and it gives me, if you don't open yourself up, I see you being like a Scrooge, being that old person who's mean because you resent your own self for not allowing yourself to have a relationship. And I see you having a thing where there's going to be certain people who move like this and end up like this. Like, you're just so upset. You live beside a couple and you hear them have sex, so you want to call the police all the time. Or you just want to make life difficult for them because you like, y'all together. Like, that is the worst. Like, I just couldn't imagine. Don't run away from relationships, because eventually relationships will run away from you ultimately. And that's just what that is. Especially when you're younger, when you're younger, of course you want to experience life, but it gets to a time where even when you're young, you want to get your heart broken. I wish if I could go back in time, I would allow myself to get my heart broken when I was younger, so I didn't have to go through that shit when I was in my 20s. I think if I would have got my heart broken in middle school, I would have been good by high school. Out of high school, I would have been good. I would have been good. I didn't have really bad relationships. Don't get me wrong, but I just know I could have ended up in healthier relationships by the time I was in my mid 20s, and yeah. So if you're younger, hopefully you're 18 watching this, but enough. If you're 18, 19, listen, get your heart broken. Please just go ahead and get it out the way. Get it out the way and learn from it. Whatever it is teaching you, it's teaching you something. It shit don't feel good. It have you like, oh my God. But I'm telling you, once you get over that part, men and women both do that, might do it in different ways. Once you get over that part, you realize what you should have done more for yourself and what you should have done more for the other person, how it could have worked. And then the next relationship, you carry what you learned. That is how it's supposed to go. You cannot run from relationships. That it will bite you in the ass. Okay? You said you have a lot of issues with your dad. Well, you know what? It's crazy because a lot of parents are like, it sucks to say this, but a lot of parents did not love their children or don't love their children. There's a lot of people who are disconnected from their children. And I could talk about many reasons why. Um, but if you grew up in that type of space where your mother or your father did not love you, okay, this is not what you probably want to hear, but I'm telling you because I grew up from that type of energy, feeling like that, okay? You then have to take accountability for who is going to show you that love that you needed as a child, who's going to replace that energy, and who's going to continue to show you that love. You. It doesn't feel all that good because at that time as a child, you were innocent, you were pure, you deserve to have that being shown to you. But if the cards were dealt to you in a different way, what can you do now? You cannot change the past. You can't force anybody to do anything. All you can do is take control of your own life and nurture your childlike energy. And that's what I had to do for myself. Okay. I actually used to, when I first started off like healing through certain traumas, through my bloodline, I had this inkling. I didn't even know it was a thing. I never went to the internet for any of the healing or anything I've done. I've just all come from myself and my conscious mind, right? And my spiritual predecessors. Well, one day I was on the couch and I was crying because I was thinking of my parents, and I was just thinking about how I just didn't have, how I just didn't receive from my mother, or how I just didn't receive from my father. And I was just like, why me? This universe has made me feel like I'm so special. I make such a great contribution to people. Why didn't I get what I needed as a child? I was grateful to have a father figure in my life at that time up until 9, until he passed. But it is different when it comes from your parents, right? So I remember sitting down on a couch and a picture that I have to a memory that sat in me. I took pictures when my first grade year of school, and I remember my mom whooping me, and I just remember I will never forget the feeling of when she whooped me, what it made me feel like. Because I remember I was a child, and I was like, I was hyper, I was dancing, and when she whooped me, it almost felt like she took my power, like stop being too bright. And in that moment, and I'm young, I was in first grade, I will never forget that. I will never forget that. And I have a picture with me smiling, and then one when she whooped me. And I remember sitting on the couch, and my spirit guides told me, we want you to look at the picture, and we want you yourself now to visualize you hugging the younger you. Be the mother that you needed and give you a hug just in your mind, in your spirit, in this moment. And I know that sounds crazy to you guys, but it was almost like I was visualizing healing spiritually to the old me. And I remember doing it, and I remember breaking down in such a deep, deep, deep cry. But it made me feel better. And I remember after that experience, I think I did it maybe once or twice, 3 times in my entire like healing phase. And that was like what, in 2014, 15. And I just remember being a different person and feeling different about my parents. Eventually, these things that I did on a mental and emotional level, the simple things like looking at a picture and allowing yourself to visualize you hugging that child the way you needed to be hugged. That small little thing I did, it made me say, my mom and dad didn't receive what I just gave to myself. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks to say this, but hurt people. And my parents didn't know any better. But I started to see that me doing what I was doing, even if it was completely different than what my family was used to, it was a method to the madness that was given to me. And it allowed me to spiritually bring myself back to life after feeling like I wasn't loved or wasn't alive or wasn't living, if that makes sense. But I went there because I seen you say that. And I know what that's like. And I do this. I don't do this for views and stuff like that. I can really care less. I always felt like it was a calling for me to who I am to you guys on here. I'm like this around everybody. People just flock to me and just pour out, and I give them the wisdom that I've learned because I've went through hell and high water. I'm telling you, I've been through everything you can possibly think of, and I've put myself in a place after years of journaling, using music and frequencies, eating a certain type of way, meditation, spiritual practices, all the stuff that I've done has put me in a place of really internal peace. And because I was able to create that and find that for myself, that's how I came up with the name Oasis. I was like, this is a desert ass world. People are sick, people are zombies. I found this and created this for myself. How else can I give this to people? So I just want to let you guys know that. You said this is getting to you. Well, I hope these words just manifest in your heart and your mind, and you can take this with you and in your own individual way create your own oasis. I felt that. I give that to you. You have it. Because if you're here listening to me, there's a part of you that it's tired, you're done, and you have to have something different. It's like your soul and your spirit is in this combustion of a galaxy of just like ready for something more for yourself, and you're ready to set yourself free. So congratulations, because if you hear, girl, listening to me at this moment, or a guy, I'm not sure if you're a girl or guy, excuse me, you need to give yourself credit because yeah, when I talk, it's a lot of spiritual impact behind it, and you got to really want more for yourself to listen to me. But I love you guys. I will go live for this new moon in Leo. I believe it's new moon in Leo. I'll double check. Whatever it is, new moon, full moon. I'm gonna go live. We're gonna pick up the energy for that day, and I will see you guys Tuesday. It's every Tuesday I'll be here. I will do each zodiac sign for you guys. Look at your chart. You may have Aries, Scorpio, Leo, Capricorn somewhere in your chart. So just look at all the messages. And I do erotic readings, okay? So we talk about the nasty stuff, okay? Because I am an erotic artist, okay? I believe through your sexual energy, it is the most potent energy on earth of existence is your sexual energy. Hence the reason why babies are created, right? So I do use erotic art, and I do pull relationships and sex encounters and your deepest desires, but that's on Patreon, and the subscription will be posted as soon as I upload everything today on my laptop. So I love you guys. I will see y'all new moon reading in the next day or two, and then see you next Tuesday. So later.